you know, it's a multitude of, like, it's
when was
primary
the last
care.
time? When did they set that appointment?
They set that appointment in, like, fucking July or something, you know?
Yeah.
August.
I get my appointment, like, I have a yearly...
And it's fine when you have a yearly appointment or whatever, but, like, you have to get in on that track first. You shouldn't have to wait in a year to see your primary care. Unless I'm fucking wrong in that.
No, that's what happens with me. I mean, it's more so when you're an adult, I guess. Less so with, like, pediatric care. I feel like you could cancel an appointment. Can I have a Gatorade too, please?
There's only one cold one. I guess I can give you the cold one.
Don't worry about
But
it.
I didn't put this on ice if you want.
Put it on ice. Throw it in the
nuker.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have asked. Have you seen that? Have you seen that Larry David bit where, like, he's with, what's this fucking name from Wedding Crash with Vince Vaughn? And he's like, you shouldn't ask for the Perrier. You knew it was the last Perrier. You shouldn't have even asked me for it. And they just, like, start arguing about that.
That's very funny.
But, okay, so I was saying it's a poor people's healthcare. Okay, so let's look at what the situation that we're looking at initially. You have healthcare that costs $240 to $300, honestly, a month or so for me.
Yeah.
And I'm not on a parental plan or whatever. I don't have kids. I think there's, like, deals or some sort in certain ways for families, and maybe not. Maybe it's just a really fucking terrible premium.
I think regardless, the appointment situation would be unfazed by any sort of you having a better program or different system.
You think so? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Because I've had appointments.
That's how it works.
I've had way quicker appointments for.
I'm still on my parents' insurance. So, like, I have an appointment every December-ish.
Mm-hmm.
January. I should.
Well, but here's the whole thing, right?
But if I move that, like, if I say, hey, I'm not gonna make it for December, they're gonna push me into, like, shit, not even March, probably like May.
Well, why does that happen?
That's just primary care. It's just, oh my god.
I'll put the rest of this in the fridge for you.
What?
That's just how primary care works?
Is this?
Huh?
What flavor is this?
This is, it's lime, cucumber, pepino, lemon.
I'm really tasting cucumber.
Yeah, I like it.
That's good though. Yeah, it would happen regardless.
Okay, so why does that happen? Because there's just too many patients and not enough doctors? Is that a general problem we have?
Pretty much.
Is that a general problem we have? We don't have enough doctors in society?
Not even that we don't have enough doctors. It's like, well, usually there's like 1 or 2 in-house doctors per, like, what do they call it? Like, community health center, which is where you're at.
Okay, so you do that. Yeah, so, okay, so I guess we're looking, the issue is the community health center versus someone with a healthcare system that allows them to have a wider variety of doctors, to choose from.
But like at that point, you're getting like specialized care. You're like, well, okay, my dick doesn't work, so I'm going to a urologist.
Well, no, I'm literally just talking primary care.
Yeah,
getting a primary care doctor. But I think it actually is a big issue for a lot of people. Right now.
That's always like a thing. That's like no matter what, like even if you have insurance, it's like, well, we're not, some people are like, well, we're not in your system.
Well, exactly. Well, that's the whole thing of when it comes down to pricing of better versus poorer types of people's health cares. Because now we have all this really affordable care for poorer people, but they have like basically no one they can go to, so they're all going down one fucking drain in the tub, and it's like, and when we should have so many drains in the tub if we want to get the water out faster.
That's the thing. As long as there's a private.
But no one wants to change it because it's all the poor. It doesn't affect. It's not. It is more and more affecting people who are becoming poorer.
Sure. Which is generally everybody.
I think, and I think it's a real interesting wake-up call to be thinking that I'm starting to behave like I'm poor, but I don't necessarily, I'm not saying this is a good thing, but I don't have the mentality, for better or for worse, of a poor person because I wasn't brought up poor. I don't know really what that means.
It's best not to have that mentality.
Unless the mentality of a poor person is to work harder than someone who's more complacent.
I think that's the thing. Dude, I saw B story of all people. She was like, it was like a picture of Elon Musk, and it was like, have a millionaire mindset. Like, don't surround yourself with people who are always talking about being poor and like complaining about their position in life. Like you know, fuck them. Like, always have a millionaire mindset. And you know me, I've tried to change my attitude on certain things in my life and all this shit. But at the end of the day, too, it's like, what do you mean complain about being poor? It's like, oh, you mean discuss don't discuss matters with people around you about like considering your financial situation in the world or something? Like, shut the fuck up. Like, like, I don't know.
It just fucking pisses me off because you pay all this money a month and you're not even fucking using it. So it's like, the only reason I have healthcare right now is if I were to like fucking get slashed in the throat and need to fucking go to an emergency room and, you know, have that covered. Even though I fucking still come home with a crazy like rate that isn't covered, you know, that I have to put in towards it.
They'd be like $2,000.
It's just like, but instead of what? Instead of fucking, is it 20? I you know, I'm playing with fake numbers, but no matter what, it's going to be an insurmountable amount for me to handle and take out a loan for, right? I mean, people take out hospital loans, I must imagine.
Definitely, I mean...
What's the difference between a hospital loan and a fucking bail bond, you know?
It's all...
Jesus Christ, it's all owed debt to someone else based on...
And then interest accrues.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
Like, if you're at a certain financial level, you're never paying that off. Like, your life is in debt to that.
Yeah.
Basically. Which reminds me,
I mean, I have, besides good debt, you know, like my good debt of car debt and student loan debt, I have bad debt right now, where it's like, I'm getting close to...
You think student loan is good debt?
Yes. Well, you know, in the fucking society we live in, it's viewed as good debt because it helps you with credit, blah, blah, blah. That's, you know, but, you know, in the distinction between that is only that there's car debt and there's student loan debt, maybe a mortgage, shit like that. But... that, sure it does, while it does have a percentage of, you know, you're paying interest, it's expected in the world we live in, whereas what my mom would call bad debt is debt that you're using on everyday purchases that you're just letting grow and not paying off your debt. Because now that's literally is a choice / a position that I put myself in and kind of lost a little track of in the beginning, and now I'm just kind of playing catch up.
Yeah.
And that's, you know... that's worse debt, obviously, in certain ways.
Well, you were in a unique position where you had, like, Hearst. You had Hearst money.
Yep.
Which is, like, incredibly good money.
Yep.
Versus lack of Hearst, which is incredibly shit. Sorry.
No,
but it's like, how else can you do it? And, no, you adjusted accordingly. I would say.
It's still adjusting. I'm only doing. I got a call. I have an interview with Juiceland next week.
Some would say the Hearst of Austin, Texas.
Yeah, some would say.
I'm being a dick.
No. So, well, dude, it's just so I can learn the fucking recipes.
Hell yeah.
And so. I'm just doing that and focusing on, like, getting PA gigs. I have a PA gig next week, you know, and the only reason I need a pharmacy appointment is because I'm on fucking Prozac, and I run out in 8 days. So it's like, I think I might be having something from CVS today, but they also, last time I went, they're like, well, we're not in network for fucking giving you drugs anymore, you know, because that's a whole nother thing. Because of,
that's whack.
It's all whack. It's whack as back.
Shit.
But, you know, I mean, the only thing that keeps me alive is like, hey, I'm doing these gigs, and I have the energy to do them, and I'm trying to eat healthy, and I'm also trying to make money from other people that see me as possible. So if I can just keep doing more editing gigs and really get into that good schedule, that's all I have to fucking do. And eventually I'll be able to not be poor anymore. Because that's the situation we live in. And maybe that's what the founding fathers believed in, that you should always have the ability to build yourself out of this, but it seems infinitely harder and
well,
more convoluted.
The founding fathers didn't have fucking Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Yeah, what did they do for help? They had just paid a guy.
They had barbers that were dentists and shit. You know what I mean? It's like no sort of constitutional review has affected any sort of contemporary financial problems.
Maybe right health isn't a personal right. Maybe that's not. Maybe, yeah, it should be privatized.
Well, that's the argument.
That's where we're at. That's what we've agreed on. Pretty much.
Don't worry. That's what it is right now.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily that we've even agreed on it. It's that it hasn't been agreed on. It's been agreed on by about 600 people who were allowed to go to DC.
Yeah.
Rep senators and Supreme Court people and the president.
Is our Bay OAC doing anything about is she trying to make socialism happen? Still.
She might as well fucking give up.
Is it because she's not getting anywhere, or because she's not able to? She doesn't care anymore, or she just doesn't have the power?
I don't. She's one person.
Yeah.
The whole thing is with major sweeping changes. We outnumber them is the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
We outnumber them, and we are getting fucked right now.
Right.
And
we gotta move to Wyoming or something. Or no, where's a really?
That's where Kanye moved.
That's cool. Well, you know what I mean. Where could we? Where can we move the next liberal art scene? Let's make a strategic attempt to move to a new red city, somewhere perhaps Pennsylvania. We'll buy a plantation, a farm, and we'll put on concerts.
You need people.
Well, first we gotta get big as Joe Rogan, and then we need to convince everyone that there's an opportunity in South Prairie, Pennsylvania.
It's so funny that, it's so funny Joe Rogan convinced people to move to Austin.
It's too bad he didn't buy a farming complex. Imagine he just has a bunch of comedians living in one area. Dude, that'd be nuts. The people in the nut house, then he burns it down.
It's and therefore the Austin comedy scene is a pretty massive collection of fucking retards.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Let's all move to a place where we're still, a lot of us are under 26, so we could be under our parents' health care. Let's go to a place that can't take our health care, like Texas.
Well, I'm achieving the full vision and going back home.
No.
My mom. The problem with going back home is that it's already the get a different job thing is already in full swing, which is not a bad idea. No, my mom sent me a LinkedIn posting thing for a PBS visual. They wanted a visual reporter or something, and but it's PBS Rhode Island.
Well, you can put on experience that you have on-site experience in certain ways.
No, I mean I do. I would do well at that job, but that's it's one of those things where it's paying enough where that's the only thing I would be doing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm oh, fucking shit. What is that? Is that what I want to be doing?
I don't know.
I don't want to be doing PBS for the rest of my life.
But would you be interested in what?
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 I don't know if, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if, this is also
a reason to stay.
A reason to stay, or something that will, not that is bad or anything.
No, right.
But it's I don't know.
I can't explain it out loud. And also, I have, like, no material way to, like, influence my vision onto it because I have zero editing experience. I can only communicate what I might want from it, but not actually the true vision for a certain show.
Mm-hmm.
He said it in Indian accent because he was uncomfortable with the subject matter.
Right.
But
well, I mean, I mean, it's a thing that's going to go through different phases. It's going to have a lot of different creators on it. People are going to come in and out, I assume. And it's a fun... What, are you going to cry?
No.
Oh.
No, I was laughing. No, I'll never cry over a... However, this magazine shit,
Mm-hmm.
as I
look at it,
nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it.
All right, so before...
But what is the tie-in?
So before we go in...
That.
Yeah. It's co-created.
That I show up...
Well,
I've shown up every Sunday, by the way. I've been like, all right, let's fucking do this. Yeah. And I've been... and you've been teaching me how to use the inhalers and plugging them into the... You know, I'm not the biggest help in the world. You know, I can only...
Well, you need to be given opportunities.
Well, even when I'm given opportunities, I
squander them up and I don't do a good job. Hey, none of this is gonna...
to the last second and
Clean tape. Can I record this?
Oh, yeah, sure.